So like, mask on the yeah. So last class, ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು topic? Diathesis. Any questions in diathesis? I hope it was a very simple and short topic. Okay. But at the same time, it's a very important topic. Okay. So a quick revision, what you understood about diathesis, and then we'll start with a new topic. Okay. So how do you see, for a third year student, you might expect a question. I'm talking to you about the theoretical importance of the topic we spoke in the last class. They might ask you a very short question, either for 3 marks or for 5 marks. Now what is that question that you might expect in diathesis is, define diathesis and list the types of diathesis. Okay? Fine? So though we spoke for 45 minutes, but this is the question that the university might give in your exams. So how do you define diathesis? What is diathesis? How do you define diathesis? It's a predisposed, or a tendency of a person to get certain disease, or certain patients are susceptible to certain diseases. That is what we term it as diathesis. Done, good. So types of, we spoke of hemorrhagic, we spoke of rheumatic or gouty. Yes, absolutely right. Tubercular, scrofulous, dyscratic, and one last we spoke was lymphatic. Okay, total we spoke of 6. And in the last class, I have also given you different features of those diathesis. I will not go into the details again. And in the end, I concluded the advantages and disadvantages, meaning the importance. What is the scope? What is the limitation of diathesis? Fine. So if you're all clear, we'll start with a new topic. Okay. See now, before I start with a new topic, we'll have a small interaction. Okay. And then I will introduce to the topic that I'm going to discuss today. So I don't know if the image is clear. In case if it is not clear, I'll just explain the image. Now the situation is, somebody's eyesight is very great. I mean, they could visualize what exactly you see in that particular image. Okay. Now what I'm trying to tell you is, imagine that you had been to a hotel. Okay. And yesterday was a Valentine's Day, but then we'll not mix things. But what I was trying to tell you is, I mean, assuming a person has gone to the hotel and he or she has ordered soup. Done. And in the soup that he has ordered, he finds a hair. Okay? Or he finds an insect, whatever. And I'll also tell you from where I have taken this piece of information a little later. It's not my own. I've taken it from a book. I'll share the name of the book after some time. But try to understand the situation. Is the situation clear? What is the situation? You are in a hotel, fine, you have ordered soup, and in the soup, what you find is, you either find a dead insect or you find hair. As simple as that. Now, how do you think each of us will react? Now this is the question. Okay, one at a time, so that we can take it and see, try to understand the situation, think what could be the probable reaction. Very good. One of your friends says, you pick the hair, fine, you keep it aside and you continue with the soup. And soup is so nice, you order one more. You order one more soup. Good. Probably your CR is right. That could be one situation where a person might react. Everybody will react the same way. Everybody will take the hair out and they continue to enjoy the soup. No, good. That was one beautiful reaction. One beautiful reaction given by your friend. Given by your friend. Now, any other reactions that you can expect? One at a time, please. Very good. So the Probable second reaction could be you get angry at the staff. What do? You call the waiter, you call the manager, you bring the place to a halt. Fine. So what you do is you become very angry and you start shouting, yelling at the person who has supplied. You might throw the soup on his face, do whatever you want. But you are very angry. Is this what you serve me? You know who I am. Fine? Done? You get very angry. Beautiful. Could be the second. The boy who joined late, I am just giving you a situation where you have gone to a hotel, you have ordered a soup, and in the soup you find hair, kudlu. Fine? And how each of us will react is what we are trying to understand. Two beautiful reactions given by your friends. Absolutely right. Okay. Any other reactions you can expect? Okay, fine. You keep the soup aside and you order. Fine, could be. Yeah, could be. That also could be a reaction. Can you think of more reactions? Fine. You curse the place. You tell, hell with you. I'm not getting back to your hotel anytime. Fine, could be. Any other reactions? Yeah. Like, for example, you keep it aside, you be very diplomatic, you be down to earth. See, this situation would have happened yesterday when you were with your girl or with your boy. You wanted to show how good you are and you act very diplomatic. Don't worry boss, it's fine, it's okay. You take it and please get me something else, and you keep looking at your girl. Fine? I did the right job, no? Fine, okay, chalo. Any other situations you can think of? One is you get angry. The second thing is you don't bother, remove the hair, and you continue enjoying the soup. You order one more soup, could be. Any other situations? Fine. Only two, or you order more soups, could be. Think no, anything else, any other reactions, probable reactions that can come up. Yeah, you walk out from the place. Yes, fine. That's also a reaction, fine. You sit there, you see the hair in the soup and you feel, disgusted, whatever. You just look at the waiter's face and what is this boss? You just walk out. Could be third, last. Okay, fine. Yeah, so next time when you are going to a hotel with your CR, please be careful, and especially when she is exchanging soups, you should realize that there is something wrong. Okay, fine. Okay, done. Could be. One last thing. Okay, fine. More than shouting at your partner because she got you here. Fine, could be. Yeah. What type of place you have got me? Fine. Okay, I don't deserve this. Why should I eat somebody else's hair? Fine. Yeah, could be. And one last reaction that that author beautifully narrates in that book is, you feel sad. Fine? You feel sad. Why all these things are happening only with me? You feel so sad. You feel so unfortunate. Why the hell all these things? See, yesterday was Valentine's Day. I didn't have a girl. Fine? I was sad. All my friends have girls. All my friends have, boys, girls, whatever. I didn't have anybody. And I just thought, at least let me come single, enjoy a cup of soup, see my fate. Why all these things happen only with me? Could be a reaction. Now this entire drama, whatever I'm trying to narrate, I've taken from a book, Lugday Shepherd, is an author. From that author, the author has mentioned a small paragraph. So I have taken it so that you understand the presentation that I am going to give next. Now what did you understand? What is it that I am trying to tell you, or what is it that I am trying to give you a clue my class is all about? So we are looking at different personalities. We are looking at the behavior of different people. Beautiful, absolutely right. Your friend has given the word, right? And the word is temperament. We are looking at a topic, and the topic that we will be discussing in detail today is about temperament. See, last class I spoke about diathesis, and before that I have uploaded a video on constitution. I'll just share the link a little later. Now today we will discuss about temperament. Okay. See, temperament, by now you got a small idea, okay? And I was looking into the net, I was looking into some books of homeopathy. You have got pages of information. And for a third year student, it's a 3-mark question, fine? But don't keep it aside or don't neglect this topic because it is only a short answer or a short note. But in practice, this topic is very, very important, okay? So next 30 minutes, what we'll do is, we'll try to understand what temperaments are, and if possible, if you are interested, I'll just give you a brief history. Now, whenever I use the word history, I know it's always a little, dangerous. You'll be more worried, oh, now I'll start 2000 years behind. That's when the word, or that's when the concept of temperament came, fine? But our time is 30 to 40 minutes. And the marks you are getting is 3 or maximum 5. So keeping all these things in mind, and of course, the practical aspect will cut it short, okay, fine? So temperament is what we'll be discussing, and few things taken from the internet, okay? Now, the man who spoke of temperament is one by name, whom we call it as father of medicine, Hippocrates. He was the one way behind. He talks of temperaments, fine? And he says, when he separates the blood from the body, he realized or he noticed that the blood separated into 4 parts, okay? The blood separated into 4 parts. The clear red, a yellowish liquid that rises to the top, the dark liquid that settles to the bottom, and the whitish fluid. This is what Hippocrates, the great man, had observed. And then his disciples, I am cutting it short, his disciples, his students, especially his son-in-law, Polybus, he observes more and he comes up with a theory. But ultimately, it is Galen, G-A-L-E-N. You would have studied in history of medicine. We will not go into the details, okay? One Galen, he talks of, for physical and mental health, there should be a good balance of 4 liquids. And this liquids he calls it as humors, fine? And he goes in detail and he says, or he concludes, that the humor of blood, okay, a person in whom blood predominates, this is very important, a person in whom the blood predominates, he belongs to sanguine temperament, okay. This is just the history, we will take it up in detail after some time. A person in whom the blood predominates, he comes under sanguine temperament, okay. Now the second temperament he also talks of is when the yellow bile predominates in the body, then he calls it as choleric temperament. Please remember these names. Choleric, what happens in choleric? In choleric, the yellow bile, which you have studied in your physiology, that predominates. And in the sanguine temperament, what happens? The blood, it predominates. And he also continues saying, in melancholic, see the word beautifully taken from Greek, if I am right. Yeah, Greek, it means black. What is melancholy? Beautiful. And sadness. And which color denotes sadness? Black. See how beautifully the words have been taken and what exactly it means. So when I am talking to you about a melancholic temperament, I just gave you that example. He, rather than blaming the waiter, rather than blaming his girlfriend, what is he blaming? He is blaming his fate. He is blaming himself. Why the hell all these things are happening with me? He goes into a sad mode. That is more of melancholic temperament. Now the last temperament he is talking here is phlegmatic. Now this is what Chinmay spoke first. What did Chinmay tell in the first thing? You get a soup and he is so lazy to even call the waiter and complain complain the fact that the soup that you have served has hair. So what is this phlegmatic, the slow, the lazy, the lousy constitution, temperament? What is he doing? He just took the hair aside and he drank the soup. And he also ordered one more soup. Fine? So that is more of phlegmatic, the lazy types. Okay? Basically, we have 4 temperaments. Okay? So based on this, they have gone ahead and they have classified temperaments. So what you need to understand is, homeopathy is a beautiful science. It's a vast science. As the science evolved, the main objective of we physician, as a homeopathic physician, one of the main objectives is to find the simillimum. Okay. In the process of finding the simillimum, each of them, they try to bring in lot of shortcuts or lot of tools, okay, so that they arrive at the simillimum. Temperament is one such tool which is assumed that it will help us to get the remedy or to get the simillimum, faster and in an easy way. That's how temperaments were included in homeopathy. We homeopaths did not introduce temperaments. Temperaments were there way back. Credit goes to Hippocrates, Galen and others. It's not Dr. Hahnemann or it's not homeopaths who introduced temperament. It was there. And we use this knowledge to simplify our science and to make it easy. Are you getting this basic concept? Fine. So what is temperament? From whatever we have understood, again this information is taken from net, and psychologically, the dictionary, there are different meanings. But temperament refers to our inborn personality traits which are genetic in nature. Okay? Our inborn traits, our inborn characters. Fine? And these characters, majority of them are genetic. Fine? I'll give you some examples a little later, you'll understand. So temperament refers to our inborn personality traits which are genetic in nature. This is one definition. Yeah. See, the different ways infants interact with and react to their environment and experiences are reflective of their temperament or behavioral style. See now, for example, a child is bullied. You make fun of the child. Okay? Do you think all kids who are made fun will react in a same way? No. Why they are reacting different way? See, the stimuli is same. All the children, are bullied. Meaning, a group of children are bullied. So, bullying is the common stimuli. But are all the children reacting in the same way? Fine? Like for example, soup, hair. It was common for all the 4 temperaments. But how each of them react is their personality traits, their genetic, the inborn traits. Fine? So when a child is bullied, the child might run away. He might be a timid person. Or when he is bullied, the child might get more angry. Fine? And he might start hitting back, doing whatever it is. He might become very angry. Or the child might start crying. Again, which is that temperament? Yeah. Mummy, why this is happening only with me? Why every time I am only bullied? Here also I am bullied, school I am bullied, bus I am bullied, everywhere I am bullied, mummy, and you will start crying. That is melancholic. You are getting my point? Guys, clear? Okay. So, the manner of thinking, behaving or reacting is characteristic of a specific person. Now these are all very key words. How you think, how you behave, how you react. Go back to the soup example. Go back to the child who has been bullied. How they think, how they behave, how they react. They will be different. Done? So, we'll quickly look at the types of temperaments. Okay? And I've already given you 4. Which are the 4? First is sanguine. Second is choleric. Third is melancholic. And last was phlegmatic. Phlegmatic. See, things are very simple. If you understand clearly, life will be beautiful. You are a student, at the level of student, when a question on temperament is asked, you need not bother, you need not look at them, look at her, your friend. You can write easily. And if you understand to the next level, you can start applying this beautifully in your clinics. Fine? So whatever concepts are told, please make sure you understand. Let it be diathesis, let it be constitution, let it be temperament, a remedy, a aphorism, whatever it is. Please make sure it is clear. Fine? So that you will have a lot of clarity. Okay? So I hope you are getting what I am trying to tell. Temperaments. We have not spoken much. I am telling you repeatedly. One of my sir used to tell, when you bang repeatedly, it gets entered. There are few of you, you might feel bored. What VK sir is telling repeatedly. When you are a different temperament. But there are few who require those repetitions. Only then they understand. Fine? Okay? So, when we look at types of temperaments, we can make this more interactive, we can make this more lively. I've always told, movies are beautiful medium to understand remedies. Okay? So even here, movies are beautiful medium to understand temperament. Okay? But the only problem is, my generation and your generation, there will be a gap. Okay? So I will talk of movies from my generation, and you can talk of movies from your generation. Fine? Done? But the ultimate essence is, they should fit into the temperaments that we are talking. Okay? How many of you watched Jab We Met? I'm happy. At least we have no generation gap here. So Jab We Met. Fine? I'm not promoting the movie on this stage, but I'm trying to tell you, when you watch a movie, henceforth, you will have to remember, movies are what? The characters that are played by an individual. And what are our remedies? Our remedies are what we give to those characters. Fine? You're getting my point. So, for example, if you think of Jab We Met, what characters come to your mind? No, I'm not asking you the temperaments. I'm asking you the characters. Like we had who? Mrs. Shahid Kapoor and the Kareena Kapoor, who was way back, we were talking of them. So, what was that role of Shahid Kapoor? No, what was the role of Shahid Kapoor? Huh? Yeah, correct. But which temperament do you think he belongs to then? Yeah, he is very sad. He almost wants to commit suicide. He randomly gets into some train and all. Then you have a bang. What is that bang? You have Kareena entering. Fine? Now when Kareena enters into the scene, how is she, Kareena? Very lively, very jovial. Fine. So meaning you have got two characters here. And how many of you have watched Bommarillu? It's a Telugu movie. Fine? I mean, if not for the language, for the temperaments, you please watch Bommarillu. I'll show you that. And I don't have a video clipping here, but we'll try to understand why that becomes important. When we talk of types of temperaments, I just told you we have four. Okay, we have sanguine, we have choleric, we have melancholic, and we have phlegmatic. There are few more which they have added. I will not talk about those things now. Fine. We'll stick to the traditional ancient four temperaments. In the end, I will just mention for your knowledge. Okay. So we'll get back to the choleric temperament. I'll give you the character. Very few raised your hands when I was talking to you about the Telugu movie Bommarillu. But you can see in that you have the role of hero's father, Siddharth's father, played by Mr. Prakash Raj. At least people who have seen the movie, what is his nature? Very dominating. Even his son's shirt, if you remember the movie, he selects. Fine? And son is not a small child. Son is grown up. Son is wanting to marry a girl of his choice. And what is the dad doing? dad is telling, say, this is the shirt, it suits you. You have to wear this. So, a choleric temperament. The first, we'll again get back to the example we had used. The soup example where the person threw the soup on the waiter's face, he became angry, he became violent, and he became, he was very offensive. That temperament is choleric temperament. You can think of some more movie characters and you can start applying. So what is happening in choleric is, I've just got some pictures. If you see this small boy, not even a boy, an infant. See now, this is more bigger than the child, when you're looking at the length. But they are the kind of people, who are very optimistic. I've got this image keeping the word optimistic in mind, fine? They can do anything, is what they feel. They're overconfident. Overconfident, yeah. I don't know what she's pulling. I assume she's pulling a lorry. Fine, I don't know. It could be a very simple thing. We don't know what is here. But we assume must be something big she's trying to pull. Whether she's successful or not, we don't know. So again, very overconfident, very enthusiastic, fine? Very overconfident, very dominating, dictatorial, people having leadership qualities, fine? And people who are very firm. That's the reason I got the military people here. With due respect to the military people, they're very firm, fine, very disciplined, okay? So, yeah, this image talks of what your friend just now spoke, very dominating, fine, husband is here. And there was another image where the husband was below her shoe. Okay, but anyway, very dominating, very dictatorial, and very selfish. Very selfish. You have many kids, you have many constitutions who come to a clinic. They are the kind of people who will not share. Fine, this is mine. Yeah, and it's only mine. Fine, your friend is pointing towards somebody else. But anyway, yeah, and very angry. We saw that soup example. Fine, they're very angry. They're very violent. Angry, violent, and not talking or doesn't care. Yeah, fine, doesn't care. Yeah, it comes close to this. Selfish. Child is crying, please give one piece. No, I'm not giving. You go to hell, I'm not giving. Very hard-hearted, very stubborn kind of a constitution. So now this, again this image, can somebody quickly interpret this image? Yeah, they're acting like friends, but if you just see here, and each of them are robbing from one another's pocket. So very manipulative, very manipulative. And yeah, if you see, what is this? He is a man, he is a person with, inflated confidence, meaning overconfident. Anything I can do, fine. Oh, this, like this I can do, fine. Oh, materia medica, fine, done, okay. So, yeah, very, energetic, very workaholic, highly workaholic, all these things. So these were the images. I have just given you the text to keep it interactive. I thought of the images. Yeah, so these are the things that you see in which temperament we are talking about? We are talking about choleric temperament. So choleric temperament, they are ambitious, stubborn, dictatorial, overconfident, angry, deceitful, dominating, strong-willed, selfish. You can add few more. Now, a simple question for a third year student. What remedies? What are all the set of remedies you can think of? Very good. Naxvamika. Good. Next. I'll keep this open for you so that please think what could be the other remedies. Selfish remedies, dominating remedies, workaholic remedies. Okay, could be chamomilla. Fine, done. No issues. Good. Chamomilla, Naxvamika. Now, the only drawback is, I told you, you will have to choose from the 50 remedies from your second year syllabus. Must be more remedies we teach. This is a very easy job. I'll just give a few, there are a few more. Yeah, I'll just give you a few remedies taken from the repertory. from complete repertory. Nux ferrum, bryonia, chamomilla, hyos causticum, hepar, lachesis, lyco, phos, platina. These are few remedies that come under which temperament? Chloric temperament. Okay? Then, now the second temperament we are talking of. Again, I'll stick to the movie Bommarillu, or if you have not seen Bommarillu, we'll go to Jab We Met. Now, what is it that we have in Jab We Met is the character of Kareena, at least the first half. And what happens in the second half? There will be exchange of temperaments. Correct, no? Shahid Kapoor becomes very lively and Kareena is going into a dull mode. Fine? We'll talk about that a little later. Now, the first half we'll stick to, and if you see Kareena entering the train, you know, what is she doing? Non-stop she is talking this, that, blah, 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 blah. And a melancholic temperament will feel, why is she talking so much? Fine? You please leave me alone. I want to die. I am in a different mode. I mean, how the hell you can talk so much? Fine? So, a sanguine temperament is a temperament who are very bubbly, who are very, you know, lovely, affectionate, talking, fine, loquacious. Again, Bommarillu, if I am right, Jellinian. So her character in Bommarillu is of I have dedicated this temperament to her. So her temperament in that movie, I am not trying to tell that she is sanguine. We don't know her the real nature. We are talking of the character in that movie. Okay? The writer, the director who have created the character, that character of hers in that movie is sanguine temperament. Okay? So again, if you recall her character, you know, meaning this is what probably Shahid Kapoor had in his mind when he saw Kareena Kapoor talking so much in that movie. Like, you know, I have to put something. So people who talk non-stop. Okay? People who are loquacious. People who enjoy talking. Right? And people who are very playful, fun-loving, mischievous. Please do watch Bommarillu after the class. You will get an idea of choleric, at least choleric temperament and sanguine temperament. And you will never forget it. Okay? Yeah, they're very happy, very cheerful. Okay? And yeah, very friendly. Very friendly. Done? They're very approachable. Very friendly constitutions. Okay? And moving ahead, yeah, they might also have some negative shades. What are those negative shades? They could be suspicious, there could be jealousy. Fine? So sanguine could have jealousy, sanguine could have issues with intellect, understanding. Okay? They love what? Very good. They love gossiping. Yeah, naturally, that's the kind of energy they have. Fine? They enjoy gossiping. They love gossiping. Okay? Yeah, very, always cheerful, smiling. That's more of, yeah, very affectionate. Very caring, very affectionate. These are few things you have in sanguine temperament. Okay? In the end, we will try to, revise. If at all any confusions, I will try to clarify. Okay? So very talkative. You also saw that they were extroverted people and cheerful, friendly. They love gossiping. Very optimistic people. Very affectionate. And a list of remedies. It's a small list. The list can be increased. Yeah, you can add. Cannabis indica, beautiful remedy. I'll just share a small case. See, especially with kids, you know, it's a beautiful exercise. I had a case yesterday of a child 2.5 years old with recurrent ear infections. Okay, and she was profusely thanking me yesterday. Sir, I went to a lot of places. I went to a lot of ENT surgeons. Last 2.5-3 months, in spite of the weather being cold, my child did not have any ear infections after taking medicines, homeopathic medicines. Now this child I had given cannabis. 2.5 years old child, you know, very, I mean, I could not record, and I don't have the permission of the patient. But then what you need to understand as a student, as a learning process, very bubbly, very friendly. She knows what stethoscope is, fine. When I was putting stethoscope, she was doing actions. So next, this man will put it here, fine. She knows torch, whatever items I have on my table, everything she knows. The moment I take torch, she comes close with her ears. She knows this is what I am going to do next. The same thing you will not expect with chamomilla, mind you. You will not expect with Sina. The moment they see the stethoscope, or the moment they see the clinic setup, fine, you know from the cry outside, you have a chamomilla baby, or you have a Sina baby, or you have some other baby. And same way, you have a phosphorus, you have cannabis, you have sulfur. If you have a CCTV camera in the waiting area, they will be going everywhere. Hi uncle, hello auntie, hi Anna, this Anna, that Anna. They belong to Sanguine. And please do remember cannabis, beautiful remedy. Fine? And this girl was given cannabis indica. Very intelligent girl, very creative girl, very extroverted, always happy. Fine? Cannabis. The ear infections disappeared. And I stopped medication also yesterday. Done? Because patient should not get this feeling homeopathy is slow, homeopathy takes a lot of time. 2-3 visits. She is fine and fine. You can stop it. Why do you want to simply give medicines? Done? So cannabis, beautiful remedy. Phosphorus, sulfur, hyoscyamus. You also have chamomilla here. I don't know why, but coffea, ignitia, naxvomica, nitric acid. Okay? Are few remedies you need to remember for sanguine temperament. Okay? We will talk of Mr. Shahid Kapoor. I have again taken his picture. This is from the movie Jab We Met. That initial character of Shahid Kapoor was more of melancholic. He would have lost his mother. He was in a very sad state. Fine. Now this is more of melancholic temperament. What could be the probable characters of features of melancholic temperament? They are depressed, they are gloomy. These are all the English words we use. They are depressed, they are gloomy, they are sad. They are introverted, good, agreed, they are introverted. They don't open up very fast. They are up to themselves. Okay? Done? So, melancholic. Now, very weepy constitution. Okay? And they are more of loners. They are up to themselves. Like more of pessimistic people. More of people with negative thoughts. Not a very positive. Like you saw in Chloric and Sanguine. Anything I can do. But here they will be capable. But what is lacking in them? Confidence. They are not confident. How was Chloric? Chloric was overconfident. Fine? So, but here unfortunately, very pessimistic and very nervous, very frightful, very fearful. So these things, sad, reserved, introverted, sentimental, very sentimental. Anything you talk, they take it to the heart. And with melancholic, you should be very careful. Because any damn thing you talk, they feel you are talking, keeping them in mind. Okay? So very sentimental, very depressed, pessimistic, anxious, timid. These are all few characters. Okay? You can refer books, you might find many more. Done? And the remedies, I should have asked you. Very good. Natrum here. Okay, arsenic, natrum. Probably arsenic comes up here because of the anxiety. Okay? But natrum is a beautiful remedy. Good. I am happy. From your second year syllabus, antim crude. You know antim crude? Fine? You're very depressed. Okay, disappointed. Thinking about death. Very sentimental. I told you when I did antim crude, I don't know if I did or not. But then anything given to them, they keep it with so much of care. Fine? And imagine if the boyfriend is choleric and if the girlfriend is melancholic. See the deadly combination. And that girl will take from her purse. See, this is the first chocolate wrapper you gave me. First chocolate you gave me, see the wrapper. And this choleric man, what the hell? Fine, he is a very practical man. Fine. What you want to do with paper? He might just, no, this I'll keep it, fine. And the first movie ticket, first time we travelled in bus, you remember? What choleric will remember? Choleric is a very different kind of a person. Melancholic is more of sentimental kind of a person. Fine. The first gift, the first chocolate, the first place where we went, you remember? This guy would have gone so many places, so many times, he will not remember. But that lady or that man, melancholic temperament, they remember everything. I mean, they are attached. Fine. So, sentimental, few remedies. I am happy somebody did speak of ignitia there. Good. Ignitia, natrum, aurum. I know it's not over for you. Calcarea, causticum, sinusifica, plat, thuja, pulse, lot of remedies. You can refer the mind chapter of complete repertory. I have taken it from there. Okay. Now the last constitution. I am sorry. The last temperament. The last temperament is phlegmatic. What is phlegmatic? We just realized. We just saw. Laid away. Very lazy. Very inactive. Any other words you would like to use here? Lethargic. People who keep postponing. Class at 12 o'clock today. Okay, we will see tomorrow, we will go tomorrow. You will have to buy this. Yeah, we will buy it now. What is the hurry? If I don't buy, nothing will happen. Fine. See now what you need to understand is, see the combinations. For example, tomorrow you have a couple who is choleric and who is phlegmatic. Gone case. They will land up in the court very soon because they will have adjustment issues. Sir, he is so fast, or he may tell she is so slow. Fine. So phlegmatic are the constitutions, like who are very happy, very contented. See, what was the word we used in choleric? They are very ambitious. They will be working hard, workaholics. Now see this man. What is he doing? I mean, take things easy. Fine. Very let down, lazy, that kind of constitution. Fine. So, yeah, you have this tortoise and hare. I have just got this image for you. Now, tortoise is which temperament in the story that we have all heard during our childhood? Tortoise here is more of phlegmatic. And what is the hare constitution here? Rabbit? Yeah, I mean, anyway, the tortoise wins the race in the end. That's a different issue. At least to start with, the hare is very enthu, it will go. And tortoise will say, oh, okay, fine. That line, no, I'll touch. But I have my own pace. Fine, yeah, I'll not, just because hare is running, I'll not run. Fine, yeah, I know what to do, when to do, they will do. So, very laid back. Many times, we have people on the sofa, everything will be on the sofa. Fine. See, remote is also beautifully parked. And everything, I don't know, must be food also will be kept there and it will be taken in. So people who are more lazy, let down, and no aim, no drive. Fine? No aim, no ambition. I should stand first in Materia Medica. I should top GHMC. No. Anyway, it will happen, it will go. Fine. Why should I take that extra pain, extra effort? Very let back. Fine. So, lazy, calm, peaceful, okay, and very passive. Yeah, passive and active, you know that. Very slow. No ambition, no inclination to work. This is how we describe the phlegmatic constitution. Okay? Sorry, I don't know why I am using the word constitution. Sorry, the phlegmatic temperament. Okay? Now the image is not pretty clear. What are all the remedies that come to your mind from your second year syllabus? Very good, calcarea, good. Yeah, it could be anti-improved again, very slow, very lousy. Pulsatilla, good, agreed. Tuja, good. Dalcamera, happy. Then ammoniums are over. Ammonium carb, okay, good. If it is not over, ammonium carb, done. So calcarea carb, pulsatilla, capsicum, all the carbons which will be taking up in third year, they all belong to the phlegmatic temperament. Carbobels, Tuja, Dalcamera, China, graphites, they all belong to this temperament. Okay. So any quick questions before I take up the next heading? So what have we done here? We have defined the temperament and we have classified the temperament. We have classified the temperaments into how many types? B means it was already done, I have explained. We have 4. We started with choleric, then we started with sanguine. Choleric is what? According to Galen and Hippocrates, it's more of yellow bile. And then we spoke of sanguine, in which the blood predominates. And third thing we spoke was phlegmatic. He talks of black bile. And the fourth we spoke was phlegmatic. Phlegm, good phlegm. And the characters. Clear? Okay. So now, why should we study temperaments? What is the importance of studying temperaments? Any quick inputs? Huh? Okay, it will help in remedy selection. Good. Say, I'll just give you a simple example. For example, when you talk of natrum, natrum, you all know it is more of melancholic. Tomorrow in your clinic, you have a person who is very vivacious, talking very nicely, expressing himself very beautifully, fine, and you don't see any sense of introvertedness. Is very open, very frank, and in your repertorial totality, natrum mure comes. But mind you, we don't prescribe natrum mure because natrum mures, I am talking of mure, I am not talking of other natrum salts. Natrum mure is a very introverted, melancholic temperament person. So definitely the knowledge of temperaments will help us understand, or it will help us decide the remedy once we finish the repertorial totality. Good. So it will help in selection of remedy. Any other inputs from your side? Too good to individualize. Fine. Okay. We'll take it. Then think. What else? To differentiate? Okay. To differentiate. Now, why do you want to differentiate different persons? See, as a homeopath, for example, when you are taking a case, when you have a melancholic person, you can't be very cheerful. You agree with me? Meaning, knowing the temperament that you have in front of you will also tell you how you need to behave with that person. You can't be very jovial. Natrum mure, they are very sensitive people. You might be sanguine, but you have to control your temperament, you will have to control your emotion and sync with the natrum. They are sad, fine, try to understand them. Don't crack jokes, don't take things very light. Oh, your dad died, no issues, my dad also will die after some time. Why are you bothered? You can't have all those loose talks, you know the kind of temperament. We had a beautiful natrum case. Shall I share it? Yes, sir. I mean, I know cases are always something that will make us, feel nice. That you get that confidence, no? Meaning, what we are trying, if we tell you with a practical touch, you will also feel energized. Fine. Now we had this lady, very old patient of mine. She keeps coming on and off. Very recently she came, a month and a half ago, and what had happened was, the mother is from Andhra, fine, and she is here in Bangalore. So she invited her to her place. And unfortunately, after coming here, she picked up COVID and she expired. You're getting the seriousness of the situation? Fine. And after she expired, this lady, the sleep vanished. You're getting the situation? So what happened? She started losing sleep. Now why did she start losing sleep? See, this is why I'm trying to tell you. Each of the patient will have their own stories. And what is the story of my patient is, sir, simply I invited her to my place, sir. My mother was very happy in Andhra. If I wouldn't have invited her to Bangalore to my place, today my mother would have been alive. And I am responsible for my mother's death, sir. See how she is reacting. See, we don't know destiny. She came, she died. We'll take it in a different way. But see the patient's reaction. And whole night she keeps thinking about it. Fine? Meaning, I did a mistake calling her. I did this, I did that. And such a nice lady, my mother expired. And no sleep. You're getting this? So 3 things were taken. What is this that she is doing? Yeah, she is blaming herself, no? I know you're a 3rd year student, but I'm confident you'll understand this. I'm giving you a rubric. This is what we call it as reproaching self. You're blaming yourself. Fine? And then when did the complaint start? After her mother's death. So this and 3 more things we took, and I had given her natriumur tenem. Natriumur hypotensive, tenem. 1 dose. And she's coming once in 15 days. She's much better. The assistants who are with me, they'll feel nice because she says now, sir, I am coming in terms. You're getting my point? I am coming in terms. Did I ask her to come in terms? No, seriously, no. I didn't counsel her. I didn't tell anything. I know she is a melancholic temperament. I should keep my mouth shut. I should not talk extra. Fine? So many would have told her, it is not your mistake, why you blame yourself? Should I also tell her? No, I did not do. I knew my medicine, my homeopathic medicine will do the trick, the beauty. So I just gave the medicine that she deserved, and it's almost 1.5 months. She's getting nice sleep, no disturbance, much better. And day before yesterday or yesterday night she was there in the clinic, and this is the word she used. I am getting in. I'm coming with terms with whatever happened. She's at least stopped blaming herself. She says, fine, this is how it happens. Fine, it happened. And I'm not to be blamed for that. Slowly she's coming with terms. And she's getting good sleep. So that's what your homeopathic remedy can do. So if you know the temperaments, you can know how to deal with the patient. You have a sanguine temperament. Yes, you also talk fun. You talk fun, they will enjoy. With choleric, you can't talk fun. Fine? They will get offended. Who am I? Choleric. Who are you? What are you talking? Fine? You are getting my point? With phlegmatic, yes, you know how to talk, what to talk. You know their nature. Done? So, this is just a summary taken from Google about all the 4 sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, melancholic. Must be not very clear, but I have covered all the things. Fine? It's just a summary. Don't worry about the clarity. Oh yeah, what is this? Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about, I did type something, but I don't know. So what I was trying to tell you is, it will help us in remedy selection, okay? And it will also help us in classifying all the remedies under different temperaments. Fine? But I was reading Dr. H.R. Roberts' philosophy. He has written a chapter on temperaments. He very clearly says temperaments are only a clue. But ultimately, it is your materia medica, it is your knowledge of homeopathy that will help you in selecting the simillimum. He nicely says it's just a tool, it's just a clue. Don't go beyond, is what he cautions. Okay? So as a 3rd year student, understand the definition, understand the types, the characters, fine, and the scope and limitation, which I just spoke. So this should be a good, knowledge at your level. Must be once you come to PG or once you go to do your practice, this knowledge you can, upgrade a little more. Fine? Any quick questions? If you have anything to ask? All clear? Okay. So if things are clear, then we can stop. Anything I need to repeat? Yeah. Very good. Now this is what I wanted to tell. I told you, going with the example of the same movie. See, some remedies there can be a mixture of temperaments with one predominant temperament. Okay. See, phosphorus, you will be surprised. Is phosphorus done for you? No. Phosphorus somebody will do. It's a very extroverted, vivacious. Any girl would feel, I should have a boy like phosphorus. But then, in your repertoire, phosphorus is one remedy which is very strongly indicated for introverted people. You are getting my point? They are extroverts. So, there can be an overlap of temperaments. That is possible. You should be careful. Fine. For example, what is it? A choleric or a phlegmatic or a melancholic. See, many times we go into that phase of melancholic. No? You might be choleric, you might be sanguine. But the probability of we going somewhere, sometime in our life into a melancholic temperament are more. But you know your basic temperament. You are like this. Some situation made you become like this, but you will definitely come back to your original temperament. And temperament again, the environment, a lot of things will play a huge role, in forming the temperament. The genetic things, and of course your bringing up, your environment, all those things will play an important role. Anything else? Okay, so yeah, see, one of your friends asked this question, why do you have this separate? See, but if you have to understand, what was diathesis? Diathesis was only a tendency. But when you are looking at the temperature, when you are looking at the temperament, it is something different. Meaning, it is more to do with your psychology, it is more to do with your behavior. Fine? And probably if we work a little more, we will have to realize, will sanguine temperament, is he prone to certain diseases? And if we can link it that way, I don't know. At least I have now thought of, now that you have raised this question, let's think about it. But they are two different entities. Okay? You are getting the points that she is trying to ask. Is phlegmatic temperament prone to certain diseases? Is what we'll have to see. Fine? If somebody has worked and if they have come up with a pattern, and then can we link? Phlegmatic person will have this kind of diathesis. Is something we'll have to work. Okay? At least now, here I don't have any ready-made information. Unless we work and we come out with some results, some authentic results, we can't just, conclude. We need to be a little careful. It's a nice question. Anything else? We'll stop. And it's 1. You should be hungry. So then, thank you. Thanks.